all the way down my body and is a little bit of a barrier between me and this other person or this other situation. One tool today that you can use to stop absorbing people's energy and be more consciously aware. Welcome to the Art of Tuning In podcast. I'm Dr. Maria Furlano. It's great to have you here in this episode. We're going to talk about what do we naturally do when we are especially highly empathic, meaning that we easily pick up energy from other people. We easily sense how they're feeling. And we can usually be someone who people love to talk to. They just share things. So if you are someone who you notice, a lot of people just share their life with you, share their problems with you, share what they're going through with you, and you don't really have to say anything. It just kind of happens. You tend to have an energy where people trust, which is a nice thing. You're probably very grounded and you make them feel safe. And you might be probably highly empathic because you know how other people are feeling and you know how to make them feel safer. You know how to shift your energy in a way that grounds you, that allows you to just be present. The issue with this, however, is that if you're not trained in how to protect your energy, how to clear your energy, how to align your energy, and how to fortify, replenish the energy you've used in the day, in the night, in your activities, in your life, then you can start to feel drained from having this beautiful gift of being empathic, of being someone that people connect easily with, of being someone who can read your environment really well, which really is a gift. But a lot of people who I work with and a lot of my students over the years, when I teach medical Qigong, they come and say, I am drained. I am tired. I am feeling everything. I feel overwhelmed. I don't really know what to do anymore. This isn't really a gift. I just don't want it. However, we know that whenever we're feeling overwhelmed, whenever we're feeling tired, whenever we're feeling burdened, we just need to shift our focus. We need to shift our alignment because I really want us to be reminded that your extrasensory gifts, being empathic, being clairaudient, right? Hearing, seeing, knowing, feeling, sensing, all of those things, they are gifts, and every single person in the world has them. And some people have them turned on in a more elevated way, meaning that they're using them more. They're more front and center in their life. So those gifts are incredibly valuable and they can lead you through your life in the most amazing ways if we know how to use them. So the tools that I teach, if you've been following me here for a while, you know that I teach medical Qigong, I do private coaching, I work with conscious awareness, and I work with the energy alignment of the body. And when you're using tools such as energetic tools, such as medical Qigong, meditation, breathing, understanding your conscious and your subconscious mind, and understanding what you focus on in life is the energy path that you are actually creating, that can take time. It is a skill to learn, and you are practicing it every single day. So I want to put that out there because if you're new here and you haven't trained with me before, please do understand that there are so many wonderful practicing tools that allow you to learn how to clear your energy, allow you to learn how to align your energy, allow you to learn how to fortify, how to nourish, how to restore the energy you use. And that ultimately creates an amazing abundance of vitality for yourself. And also not only increases your psychic, intuitive, empathic understanding of energy, but it also increases the way that you can protect your energy. So when you are picking up a lot of energy and you can get very drained from that, I want to teach you one thing that you might be doing that if you were to shift it, it could, I believe, it has for me and the people that I've taught, change the amount of energy that you absorb from someone else or an interaction. And so here's what it is. When you begin to engage with someone or an event, so it might be that you walk into a room and you immediately start to sense things. And you will notice whether you feel good in that space or whether you feel heavy, whether you sense something, whether you feel a little bit lightheaded. You'll just notice all of these physical sensations, especially if you're empathic. And what happens when we do that, if we are not grounded, if we are not used to being in the center alignment of our body, we can get pulled out of ourselves. When we begin to get pulled out of ourself is when we lose our energy. This is the key. It's the key to everything. And it's why when you learn energetic practices and we practice on a regular basis, it's why that alignment, the breathing, the mental focus, the grounding, the practicing of that regularly is so important because it becomes an energetic memory for you. You begin to walk through life very, very differently because you have trained your system to move through life differently. When you're sitting and speaking with someone, the first thing you want to be very conscious of is how are you sitting? How are you engaging with that person? One of the things that I will train people to look at when you're sitting, do you begin to lean in? Now, it could be with your whole body or it could just be with your neck and your head. Do you lean in and lose your alignment? So, in energetic practices, especially medical Qigong, it's incredibly important the alignment of the spine, the alignment of the top of the head, the alignment of the root chakra, the alignment of your feet and your legs, because as you create this vertical alignment, you are fully connected to the earth and you are fully connected to universal energy. And those two energies run through you in your center core. We'll call it the center core of light or the Taiji pole, which runs through the center of your spine. And that energy exchange of earth and universal energy give you energy and also keep you in your center aligned and keep you protected. When you begin to change your posture, meaning you lean forward or you allow your chin to come forward. And I bring this up about the head and the chin because this is something that I used to do. I would keep my alignment and then all of a sudden I would notice that my head and neck and my eyes would come forward. And by the end of learning something, paying attention in a class or listening to someone, I would have really bad neck and shoulder and sometimes a headache because I was straining forward instead of keeping my full alignment and just allowing the information to come out from whatever it was that I was observing. And that's something that I would love to invite you to see. Instead of leaning in, trying to connect, or maybe you're not even trying, it might be very automatic that you kind of get pulled in because you're really feeling and experiencing what this other person is going through and is sharing. A lot of times, if you're an empathic person, you want to connect with them and you want to be there for them. But what happens is that our cords, our chakras, our energy centers, they connect. We connect, and there are cords that are created. This is a natural thing, but if we are engaged too much, it's not a healthy attachment. It becomes a draining of energy. And so, this person who you may be speaking to, who has every great intention of just sharing something with you, begins to drain your energy because you're allowing your energy to be drained, but not realizing that you're allowing it to be drained. So alignment and not leaning in is absolutely key. And it is the most important tool because you can know all of the energetic practices in the world, all of the focus, all of the energetic protection in the world. But if you lose your center, if you lose that alignment, you have opened yourself up to energy drain. So, what you want to do is when you're in this situation and you're consciously practicing it, because you want to practice it for a few times before this becomes an automatic new new thing for you to experience. You need to be conscious of what you're actually doing when you're having these exchanges with people. So, are you leaning forward? Are you losing your alignment? Are you not breathing? Are you getting so focused on the other person, not only mentally, but do you notice it through your energy centers? Does your heart connect very deeply? Does your solar plexus connect very deeply? And as you're sensing this, you want to bring yourself back into your center, directly into your center, from the very top of your head, straight through the center of your spine, all the way down to your root chakra, all the way down your legs, all the way into the earth. You want to settle your breath and you really want to bring your awareness back to yourself. Part of when people are very empathic is our awareness can go outside of us because we are, whether we know it or not, whether we're trying or not, we tend to support another person's energy. And what we really want to learn to do so we don't have the energy drain, and especially if you're someone who works with a lot of people, you can't do that all day long. You can't be giving your energy like that all day long. So you bring yourself back into what I call energetic neutral. You are bringing yourself into alignment in your center. You are bringing your breath into your hips. You are allowing your heart to be open. That's perfectly wonderful. But you are in your center, being fully nourished by the earth and being fully nourished by universal energy. And to understand that that's streaming through all of us, but it's our tuning and our learning of how to allow that to move through us at maximum efficiency without blocking it, without losing our alignment, right? Without getting off of our center. So just having the focus, being consciously aware of how you're breathing and how you are in your center, or if you are focused outside of yourself, focused too much on the other person or on the situation that you're in. Just that alone will bring you back, will help your energy be supported. You'll be able to ground yourself. And when you ground yourself, what happens is that you're able to let things go. This is something that I do and something that I have taught before to others. If you can picture something in front of you, I use a waterfall. It can be anything that works for you. But I picture this beautiful waterfall that's just streaming in front of me from the top of my head all the way down my body, all the way down. And this waterfall is a little bit of a barrier between me and this other person or this other situation. And as the words are being shared or as the energy's coming, it gently hits the waterfall and brings it down into the earth. So it gives me a little mental barrier of me not absorbing the words, of me not absorbing the energy, but of having a little shield, a little waterfall that just brings it down into the earth. This only works, however, if you are truly in your alignment, if you are in your center, if you're in that energetic neutral place, and you can allow the grounding, you are fully present. You need to be really present with yourself. One of the things when I work with people who are highly empathic is we work on a lot of boundary issues. And it can be a thing that people who are empathic, they have a little struggle with boundaries. Maybe they're not as clear, or maybe sometimes they have to make them way too strong and that doesn't feel right either. They get pushed to an edge and then they have to make a strong boundary. And now that's not really what they wanted to do. They're out of alignment with that. So it's finding these very healthy boundaries for yourself, but understanding that they come from not giving outward of yourself, but being fully present within yourself and just being, just allowing. We don't have to do anything. We are just there. When people are empathic and they are truly in their center and they're truly present, they're not trying to help or to be a really good force of energy, but they're just being. The energy is able to transform. And when energy transforms, it's the highest kind of healing that we can give. But energy will transform on its own when it's allowed to. And by being in your center, by being in your awareness, by allowing yourself to be nourished by the earth, by allowing yourself to be nourished by the universe, you are allowing energy to constantly be flowing freely and beautifully and nourishingly and in a healthy way for whatever conversation or event that you are experiencing. When you are consciously aware, it elevates the energy of everything around you. So it impacts whatever else you are interacting with. And when you try this and you really understand that your alignment will create a shift in the experience, then you no longer drain your energy. And you notice as I'm saying this, my energy has really slowed down. I can feel like I might be talking way too slow, but it's like my breath changes because I'm becoming more aware of my center. I'm getting grounded into the earth. I'm experiencing universal energy, and it's just an awareness of bringing myself back to myself. So sometimes when I've been having conversations with people and I can feel myself getting pulled in, or into a situation, can feel myself getting pulled in. You do have to be patient with yourself because your nervous system is reacting to the situation. This is why I say these practices that we do, they become an energetic awareness and they become like a muscle memory, except they're an energetic and emotional memory. And we train ourselves to bring our energy back in to ourselves. And as we bring our energy back into ourselves, we automatically tune our energy to support us. And as we do that, we support the situation better. So it's a win-win all around. So right now, there's something that you can do. If you begin to just have a conversation, then begin to lean forward and just notice how you feel like you're giving energy, like you are losing energy. And then just bring yourself back into alignment where your spine is nice and long, where you're sitting comfortably, where your shoulders are relaxed, where you're breathing into your belly, you're breathing into your hips. And what do you notice about your whole system? Your whole system will mostly feel calmer, more relaxed, and more present. So if you lean forward again and you feel like you're out in front of you, what do you notice? For me, it always feels like I'm losing a little energy, like the energy is coming up to my head and I'm losing it. When I come back into center and I center my breath and I elongate my spine, I feel present. And when I feel present, I'm also more aware of my surroundings. So my energy, right, extends in front, the sides, behind me, and I'm able to expand my awareness to the front, the sides, and behind me when I'm in alignment, which is really beneficial because, again, you are now in the center of your energy, which is part of protecting your energy. So I hope that this can give you a really good tool for you to use and try right now today. I'd love to know if you are empathic. I'd love to know if you have conversations with people or experiences with people and you notice that you might lose some of your energy or you might feel drained or you might feel like you take on other people's energy or emotions. And if you do, what do you do for that now? How do you create yourself to feel better? Try out this technique. I'd love to know how it works for you. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next episode.